Now, as we can do our weekly awards, Jack, who do you think had the best offense this week? There's some interesting contenders, but I think you could definitely go certain ways. What are
Yeah,
you thinking?
I think definitely not Wisconsin and Washington
Right.
for
Big
sure.
Ten
And
football, Jack.
like
All
teams
defense.
like Oregon, exactly. Exactly. Teams like Oregon, we would have thought would have had a better passing day. Really played Iowa's game, and so they definitely didn't have a great day
Right.
on offense. I think you could probably go Ole Miss, probably,
Yeah.
but that's not great competition. I think probably Texas
Mm.
Tech to put 29 on a top 10 team like that.
Mhm.
Really impressive, and Baron Morton just so
Right.
impressive. Yeah,
Right. I was thinking about Vanderbilt as well. Because you're talking about Diego Pavia, Jack. I mean, just about 500 total yards and 4 touchdowns. Like, they were going crazy out there in Vanderbilt against a very hungry Auburn team. Auburn gave them all they can handle. Very excellent overtime game, and Vanderbilt had to continue to answer the bell, and they saved their season with that game. So I'm kind of leaning towards Vanderbilt there.
yeah, yeah. I agree. That's an overtime
Mhm.
game, extremely impressive, and that kind of keeps his Heisman hopes alive. So yeah.
Right. Now, what do you think had the best defense?
Oh, this is tough. Okay, so
Mhm.
probably probably Wisconsin, honestly. If you because Washington's a great offensive team, and
Yeah.
to hold them to only 10 points, and they just really didn't have a great day. And they're a ranked team, so
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna go Wisconsin here.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I mean, Wisconsin. I mean, that was just such an ugly game, and I think that's definitely a good one. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't the best week for defenses. And I mean, it's just a lot of the results are kind of predictable. It's like no kidding, Notre Dame beat Navy by 40. That's just what's going to happen. Where I think you're definitely on the right track. I think I do go them as well. It's just kind of tough to really gauge this because a lot of teams didn't really play great competition. So like, yeah, Ole Miss, yeah, I'd go Ole Miss. They didn't allow a point. They won by 50. It's like, yeah, it's a Citadel. So yeah, I go Wisconsin as well. And to beat a ranked team like that, very impressive for them. And it really just saved their coach's job. I mean, they were going to keep him anyway, but I mean, this definitely gives them a lot more confidence in him to get a ranked win quicker than some team in the Big Ten that should have one. But yeah, great game by them. And I mean, just the fact that their punter, just the fact that they were so atrocious on offense, and the fact that they really needed every defensive possession that they were able to get. That's what's really the takeaway for them. So it kind of gives them the edge there. What team do you think had the best uniforms this week, Jack?
I think I'd be remiss not to mention last week that Tennessee, those blackout uniforms, those had to be the best of last week
Mm-hmm.
when they went against Oklahoma. We didn't make an episode on it, but those are absolutely, we can agree on that.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those black and orange Halloween Tennessee ones, those are just so clean, so clean. But this week,
Right,
I think it's Texas Tech. I think those white out with
right.
the
And it's
silver
got to be.
lettering, gotta be. I think
Right,
TCU against Iowa State with those red ones, really clean. I don't know if you saw those, but those are in the mix
right,
as
yeah.
well. But Texas Tech,
Mhm.
I think, just I don't know. I've never seen those uniforms, and they're just so clean. Yeah,
Right. It's such a power move wearing white at home as well with an alt like
yeah,
that. It just really
hmm
looked great.
right,
And I mean,
yeah.
Texas Tech, I really have liked their uniforms, and we've discussed on the show in the past Texas Tech new logo. So we'll see how that ends up being reflected in the jerseys, or like whatever the case may be. I don't know. It might just be a logo change. But anyways, it was a very interesting approach to it, especially in such a game like this to wear white at home and BYU. I mean, it was just a really hostile environment to begin with. But Texas Tech, when they came out in those, I was just like, I thought it was BYU at first. Like Texas Tech looks so great in those uniforms, and that was definitely the best this week. I think you're definitely correct in that. I agree. Then, what do you think was the best upset this week, Jack?
I think. Well, you could go Wake Forest beating Virginia. You could go Cal beating Louisville. Those are definitely great options, but it's got to be Wisconsin again. To as bad as
Mm,
their season has been, as bad as it has been, I think they started 2-0, and then that Alabama loss completely ruined everything for them, and they hadn't won a game since. They're definitely not going to be bowl eligible. That kind of ruined their season. But this one really is just really impressive win. Beat Washington. So yeah, I got to go with them.
Right. Yeah, that's a good one. Now, I kind of chalked it up. Like, obviously, it's ridiculous that Washington played that poorly, that they were going cross country, that type of performance when they go across the country, no matter the level of opponent, apparently. And then Virginia getting upsetted. They've been close with everybody. We were just kind of waiting for a team to beat them. So I go Cal here. Cal went
Okay.
on the road against a Louisville team that we thought was top 10, Jack, and they gutted one out in overtime just after they had a loss where they really could have beat Virginia. Like, Cal's season has really been up and down, like we were saying earlier. Like, they had a really interesting performance where they just didn't show up to play a group of five team in San Diego State. And right after they had won a game against Minnesota, like, Cal has been so weird this year. I mean, they've been barely beating teams like Boston College and UNC, and then they got dominated by Duke. Like, Cal has been really on the road, and we thought it was top 10, and they end up finding a way to win 29-26 in overtime. It's a very electric game right after they really should have had a great chance at an upset, and they almost pulled it off against Virginia. So I got to go Cal there.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Yeah, either or, I think was a
Mm,
great pick. So
right. Now, as we get into it, who do you think responded the best from a loss here?
probably
Right.
Vanderbilt after losing to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That was a
That's a
great
good.
response to
Mhm.
kind of keep their hopes alive to
Right. You
beat
could also almost
Auburn
say
there.
Cal
I think, yeah,
because they're coming
yeah,
off of that heartbreaking loss to Virginia, where they threw a pick six to end it, where they had a drive they
yeah.
really could have either tied or take the lead. They went on the road Louisville. I don't know. I guess I'm going Cal for these. I don't know, but I like Cal on that one too. So yeah, I mean Vanderbilt is just the fact that they played an Auburn team. I don't know. I think you could go either way for sure. Once
Okay.
again, but yeah, I do like that Vanderbilt pick. But I think you go Vanderbilt or Louisville, Vanderbilt or California. I feel like it's kind of take your pick. So yeah, I agree with you there. Who do you think had the worst response to a loss here?
LSU, you could say.
Right.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
go.
I suppose. But I mean
Yeah, go with
LSU. I mean
LSU.
they died, so anything was going to be better.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
hmm
there's not a lot of great. So you could really go a lot of different ways. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, LSU, yeah, I mean, the way their season has just crumbled and it just keeps getting worse, and then you lose to a rival Alabama. I think that's a good pick, but honestly, you could just pick just about everyone here because, I mean, there's not a lot of great teams that lost back to back. So, yeah, I think you'd probably just have to go them at the end of the day. So,
hmm
yeah, I think that's a good pick. And now, who do you think gets the recency bias award, Jack? Who's been the best over the course of the past 2 weeks?
I think you could probably go with Texas A&M as one, Georgia
Mm-hmm.
as one. They just throttled Florida and then Mississippi State. I think
Right.
mm, I'll go with Texas A&M just to beat LSU and then beat Missouri, both on the
Mm-hmm.
road. Those are very, I don't know, those are impressive to me.
Right.
And they've
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah, that's a
we'll
good
see
one.
when we do our
Yeah.
rankings, but I think they're, I know everyone says Indiana's still above them, but I would actually make Texas A&M jump to number two there. I think they're, yeah.
Yeah, I would as
hmm
well. Mm, right. Indiana's just look more suspect. Nothing against
No, yeah.
Indiana. Right. And now we get to our best team of every single amount of losses. Now we had kind of the toilet bowl where we had a huge match between Oregon State and Sam Houston. It felt like whoever lost that game was kind of going to end up in that kind of category. But I mean, when we start with 9 loss, I mean, where are you going here, Jack? Are you thinking Boston College? Where do you go for 9 loss here?
Yeah, I'll go with Boston College because they were closer with Notre Dame, which was um, kind
Mm-hmm.
of surprising to me. But yeah, I think you got to go there. I don't know if you saw that one Bill O'Brien interview. That was
Mm-hmm.
that was really good. That goes in the Hall of Fame where he snapped at a reporter. That was really funny. But yeah, I think you got to go
Mm-hmm.
with them because Oregon State's also with 9 losses, but
Mm-hmm.
they
I think Oregon State
Well,
has
they had
8
7 before.
actually.
So
Um, yeah.
yeah, but
Oh, yeah, they do
either
have 8.
way, I would take uh, Boston College over them. Yeah.
Right. Then I'll take a step back real quick because I didn't realize there would be a team with 10 losses at this point in the year. Just crazy that the team has died. Be remiss if we didn't mention UMass,
Oh,
Jack.
yes.
They've been dominant in this category.
The
0 and
only
10.
winless team.
And they've had games that they should have
Yeah,
won.
like that one against
Right.
Buffalo.
0 and 10. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was happy. Yeah, my Bulls were able to win that one. But yeah, UMass, I mean, 10 losses is bad, but they're definitely the best 10 loss team. Like, no one's done it better. So, got to go UMass there
Yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
UMass at 10, and then Boston
Right.
College at 9, and
Right.
then
Where do you go for 8 loss team? This one's where you get a lot more competition because you got Oregon State is a pretty good
Sam Houston.
contender, but I mean you got other ones. Sam Houston, yeah, I mean they just got a big win. Georgia State, but they're not good. So yeah,
I think
I
I'll go
don't know.
Sam.
I mean none of these teams
No,
are
no, no.
good.
I think I'll
Yeah.
go Sam Houston because they beat Oregon State, which was just impressive. I think it just shows how bad Oregon State is this year. It's really, really
Mhm.
not great. So I'll go with Sam Houston. The Bearcats. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna go Purdue here
Purdue has it. Okay.
as an 8 loss team. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean they haven't been good, but I mean they just went into the Big House at Michigan and only lost by 5. They haven't been like super atrocious. They barely lost to Rutgers, barely lost to Minnesota. I mean, got killed by Notre Dame, but I mean that was a Notre Dame team that had just gone 0-2. They took everything out on Purdue. So, and they weren't even terrible against Illinois. And I know they just lost to Ohio State, but they do have 2 wins. So I go Purdue here, but I mean they're not great. But yeah, I mean you look at a Ball State team. Ball State has had some good wins in the MAC. Ball State isn't a terrible team. Purdue beat them 31-0. So I'm going Purdue for 8 loss
Okay.
teams there,
Yeah.
Jack.
Good pick. Hmm.
Yeah, this is a sleeper.
Sleeper. Yeah.
Yep. Right. Yep. What are you thinking for 7 loss teams, Jack? You could maybe go Colorado. There's certain ways you could go. You go Syracuse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tulsa.
I think I'll go Syracuse just because that win. Clemson is just surprising how many times Clemson has lost, but
Mhm.
they throttled Clemson on the road there. So I still think
Right.
that's very impressive. So yeah, they're not a great team, of course, but yeah, I'll go with Syracuse for 7.
Right. Well, you could also go Arkansas. I might go Arkansas here.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
think I would still take because they.
Arkansas lost on the road against Tennessee 34-31.
Yeah,
And then they lost to Texas A&M 42-45. Like they've been
they have.
competitive.
Yeah,
So
then they kind of got killed by
against
Auburn,
like
and then
ranked teams, like that's number 3 team in the nation that we think is probably number 2. I
right.
don't know.
Yeah,
And they should have beat Memphis. Who's one of the big contenders.
you're right.
And Jack, 35-41 against number 6 Ole Miss.
You're right.
They've got a lot of good losses.
That's
So
yeah.
I go Arkansas State here.
Okay. You mean not Arkansas State?
I mean, right,
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. Actually,
right.
I didn't
No,
know. Yeah, I'll go Arkansas. I think actually, yeah, their resume is definitely better than Syracuse's. Yeah, I guess Syracuse is a better win, but
yeah.
yeah,
But Arkansas has been competitive with really good teams at times.
you're
So
right.
yeah,
You're right.
right. Yeah, I know I am. What are you thinking for 6 loss teams, Jack? I mean, this is where we start to get in. You could really start mentioning SEC teams. South Carolina, Auburn, and Florida, all with 6 losses. But I mean, there's a lot of different
Right.
ways you could go here. What are you thinking for six
Yeah,
teams? Even like Penn
I'm gonna
State,
go with
I'd
Penn
say as well.
State.
So,
I still think
all
they're
right, yeah,
just so talented. They really showed it this week, and being close with
Mhm.
teams like Iowa recently, that was very impressive to almost beat them on the road. So yeah, and they almost
right,
should have had this Indiana game. So yeah, I'm gonna go with them.
right. I agree with you
Yeah,
actually. I mean, Penn State. I mean, you look at their losses. Like, I mean, they've been competitive against some really good teams. Like, they really should have a conference win. It's actually kind of sad. the way that Penn State's season has kind of turned out, I think you could definitely say that they're a lot better than their record. But it's just the way that everything fell apart so quickly for them, and the way like the coaches fired, and then immediately their quarterback got hurt right before that, where it's just like they were competitive against Indiana, who was number 2 in the country, and they went on the road at the number 1 team in the country and was close for a half, 14-17. They were pretty solid in that one. Probably should have beat Iowa because Iowa was making some dumb mistakes, but Iowa found a way to win that one. It's just like Northwestern by a point. UCLA on the road, tough trap game. Oregon in double overtime. Where it's just like you can kind of understand some of these games, like they're not losing to really bad teams. So I think Penn State is a good pick for them. It's just crazy to think that they're in the category, like high and mighty Penn State is in the category for best 6-loss team. It's crazy,
Yeah,
Jack.
it is. It really is. Yeah, it's insane because they're
Right.
3-0 and that's their sixth straight. It's yeah,
Mm-hmm.
insane of all they've fallen.
Right. I know. What are you thinking for 5-loss teams, Jack? Maryland, Rutgers could be contenders. I mean, could go across the board. I mean, what are you thinking for 5-loss teams here?
I think I'm still gonna go Mississippi State. I think Kentucky's also one you could go with, but Mississippi State has
Mm-hmm.
showed because they just barely beat Arkansas, which was surprising. That Arkansas, we really thought when they were closer with Tennessee and Texas A&M, you thought they would beat like us teams like Auburn or Mississippi State, but they couldn't even win any of those.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Mississippi State
Right.
still impressive. This season should not have been like this. I feel like if they just finished those
Oh.
games out with Tennessee and Texas, they just this season
Mm-hmm.
is would not have been like this, and those fans deserve a successful season. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm definitely on the same track as you. Where I mean, you take a team like Tennessee and you take a team like Texas to overtime and games, especially the Texas one, they should have won. They shouldn't have ended up in overtime. I don't know how Mississippi State sold that one so hard. I mean, I watched it and I still am so confused how they managed to do that. And then if you know about the game management and like the clock management that happened in the Florida game, discussing how they mismanaged that one, they probably should have beat
Ugh,
Florida. And then Arkansas, and it just sucks because this team started 4-0. You
yeah,
think, oh, if they just get 2 SEC wins, they'll be fine. But they beat Arkansas, and then you look at these last 2 games, Jack. They're 5-5. They go on the road to Missouri, that's injury riddled with Prebula out, and then they host number 6 Ole Miss. Do you think they get to a bowl here, Jack?
I think so. Yeah, and this would still be somewhat of a successful season. I think. Yeah, this would be great if they can make it to a bowl. This it's tough, but
Right.
I still think they can beat Missouri. I mean, Missouri is probably going to be the more talented team, but no quarterback, and they're not beating Ole
Mhm.
Miss. This is the one you got to have. This Missouri game. That's going to be a great
Right.
game. But that's it's tough. It's tough. But I still think they win that.
Right.
But at Columbia, that's a tough game. That's that's really going to be it because I don't think they're going to beat the Rebels.
Mhm.
So we'll see what happens there. But yeah,
Right. And it's been a solid year for Mississippi State. They could have done a lot better, especially in what's kind of becoming the year of the underdog. I think you can kind of say that because, I mean, you look at where Indiana is, where Vanderbilt is. I mean, Jack, we're having a serious conversation about 2 group of 5 teams in the playoff. If that doesn't say this is a great year for underdogs, I don't know what
yeah,
does. Then what do you think about 4-loss teams? Now, there's some more ways. I mean, LSU. I mean, just a horrible combustion for them. I mean, a 4-loss team, they were projected to be in the playoffs at the beginning of the year. They
right.
were highest. Were they highest as number 2 in the
Yeah,
country? Like, they were super inflated. So, I mean, there's some ways you could go. I mean, crazy. But what are you thinking here for 4-loss teams, Jack?
yeah. I think LSU is probably where you go. That's probably the closest. I mean, this is
Mm-hmm.
Baylor's one. I like Baylor a lot. They're a good team, but yeah, I think I
Mm-hmm.
think I think LSU is going to beat Baylor though. Yeah, LSU is still really talented. They're just this team is just
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just mismanaged. So yeah, I gotta go with them. And they have close losses against great teams. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that Texas A&M one wasn't close, but
Right.
the rest were. Yeah.
Right. I was thinking Cal here.
Oh, you're really on the couch right
I don't know. Maybe that's, I guess so. I don't know. But I mean, you look at their year so far, they went on the road and dominated Oregon State, and we know they're bad,
Minnesota.
but still, Cal dominated there. and then the Minnesota game and Texas Southern. Like they started 3-0. It's just such an awkward game against San Diego State where they just fell so flat. And then they beat Boston College and they got dominated by Duke. But now they're kind of on a run where they beat UNC and then lost in overtime to Virginia Tech and then win against Louisville in overtime. And they should have upset Virginia. So I guess I'm going Cal.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
okay,
yeah.
sweet.
They have 6 wins. They have 6 wins. That's better than any 4-loss team. So I
Yeah,
think I haven't checked all, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
might be.
not bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. And now where you start to get in the territory of teams that could be actually ranked, you start to get out of kind of like the bottom feeders and get into the top end. What are you thinking for 3-loss teams?
You could go with teams like Tennessee or Missouri. Those Tennessee's
Mm,
probably where you go here because they're still so talented in their
right.
losses. Oklahoma, Alabama, and
Yeah.
Georgia. I really want to go Iowa here though because both of these.
Right. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Yeah.
Mm, I'll go with Tennessee just because I think if a couple like if they just make that field goal, you got to make that, or if you don't allow that
Hmm.
fourth and long. That's so stupid. This season has gone, or
Right.
that pick six at the end of the half. Things could have gone against Alabama.
Hmm.
Those things could have been a different way, and this offense is still well. It was the best in the league, or the best in the country, and now I don't think it is just because those
Hmm.
losses. I would pick Tennessee to beat Iowa. I would. I just think they're more talented than
Okay.
them. I know I'm an Iowa fan. We're both
Hmm.
Iowa, of course, but Tennessee, I think, is just a better team.
Hmm. Right. Yeah. I see how you're leaving personal biases out of that, but I won't. Give me the Iowa Hawkeyes. Best 3-loss team, Jack. And hey, if we lose to USC on the road this next week, they'll be the best 4-loss team. I don't care anymore. Give me Iowa. And we should have beat Oregon at home. They're number 7 in the country. We should have beat number 2 Indiana. There were some crucial mistakes. And you think about Tennessee, how they should have beat Georgia. Indiana's higher than them. They're undefeated. Iowa should have had that game and then should have beat Iowa State as well. And then that's it. Outside of that, they just kind of been killing teams. Killed UMass. That's not great. We just talked about UMass being a 10-loss team. But killed Wisconsin, killed Rutgers, sort of in the fourth quarter, that is. Killed Minnesota, and then made some dumb mistakes. Probably should have killed Penn State, but still won. That's all that matters. So, yeah, give me Iowa. And, if they lose again, they lose again. They're going to be the best 4-loss. They're going to be the best 5-loss. So give me Iowa there,
I
dude.
know a lot of people are. There's some people that are still picking us to beat USC and make a run at the playoffs.
I hope so.
There's still a lot that needs to happen for like we still need.
Right.
And you could get into this in Hawkeye State of Mind, but like we need probably need Nebraska to win enough where they're ranked at the end of the year, so we have another ranked win. But
Mm-hmm.
and there's a
Right.
path
Another.
or another.
What do you
I'm
mean
saying
another?
another like if we beat USC.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, right. I
yeah.
see. I see. I
So
was like, we
another
don't do
not
that. yeah.
regard. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah. Let's get one
there
first.
is
Yeah.
still a path. It's like really slim. I know it's like 1%, but it's
Mm-hmm.
somehow possible. But USC, we just mentioned how
Right.
good they are at home and how bad Midwest teams are going to the West
Mm-hmm.
Coast. So
Right.
it's going to be a challenge. So we'll see.
Hey, Iowa, they did that Pac-12 game last year where it's like feels like every team like they at least have one where they go cross country. Iowa went to UCLA and played an UCLA team with an interim coach and found a way to lose. But we'll see what happens this year when they go to USC. I hope they win that one. Like Iowa, it's an outside shot. Obviously, they have a chance for possibly 2 ranked wins. Who knows if that ends up happening? But Iowa, they've been pretty solid, and they've just had some tough losses. Number 2 and number 7 in terms of AP rankings, like that's not terrible. So Iowa is still pretty solid. And I think in terms of 3-loss teams, I think they are the highest ranked. I was surprised they didn't really
Yeah,
drop us too much in the CFP.
it really did.
Right. But anyways, who do you think's the best? Yeah, right. Who do you think's the best 2-loss team? And we've been kind of saying Notre Dame every week. Are you going to toss another team in there? Or are you still thinking
I
Notre
think the
Dame there?
closest you could say is Texas. I think I know we've been kind of ranking them lower, but they have wins against those other two lost teams like Oklahoma and Vanderbilt. So, but I would still pick
Hmm.
Notre Dame to beat Texas. I really would. So yeah, it's Notre Dame for me
Hmm.
again.
Right.
Yeah.
Same here. I mean, that's just what it is. It's Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah, these last three I feel like have been the same every
Yeah.
time we do
Yeah.
this, where I feel like everything else kind of gets shaken up. But yeah, you got to go Notre
Yeah.
Dame there. I mean, they have a ranked win now in USC, and they'll probably get another one against Pitt. I don't know. Maybe I'm jinxing them. Hey, I would like to jinx them. So Notre Dame's gonna
Mhm.
win. Right. Anyways, who do you think's going to be the best one-loss team, though? We got a lot of great contenders here. Now, we've said Alabama for a while. I'm still saying Alabama. What are you feeling here?
Yeah, I guess Texas Tech is probably the closest because I think Texas Tech probably is better than Georgia. I think Georgia has a better resume, but Texas Tech I think would probably
Mhm.
that's close. But I think Texas Tech's the closest one
Right.
loss team to Alabama. But Alabama would still probably win that. I'll
Mhm.
go Alabama again. Yeah.
Right. I mean, they have the ranked wins to back them up. Didn't they play four ranked
Yeah,
teams in a
they did.
row and won every single one of them? And then they hit a trap game against South Carolina where they really should have
Hmm.
lost, and then somehow get the touchdown, 2-point
Hmm.
conversion. And then, I mean, South Carolina has a terrible fumble, and Alabama really got blessed with that. But yeah,
Hmm.
Alabama's pretty solid. I think you definitely got to go there. And then undefeateds. Now we have three left. Now I still go Ohio State, and maybe for like a few weeks, like kind of the conversation where like, well, maybe you could put Indiana up there. I don't think you can say that now, even though I think I like really appreciated that they were able to come back and like have that type of performance against Penn State where they were really in a tough game. I don't think that bodes much confidence when you say, well, would you do you still think they have a chance against Ohio State? I think they do, but I don't think you can put anyone above Ohio State unless you make an argument. Texas A&M, they've got ranked wins, but I go Ohio State here, Jack.
Yeah, I think the closest one you could say is Texas A&M. But Ohio State just really is
Mm-hmm.
just such a well managed team, such a well coached team. They really know how to
Oh, right,
conserve their
yeah.
energy of the whole season. And just this is how you just stack up national championship. This is what Alabama did so well in the
Mm-hmm.
2010s. And just this is how you build that winning culture and just how you stay relevant. So yeah, like if Ohio State and Texas A&M played, I think Ohio State's winning that game. I think like even if
That'd be a great
it would
game.
be. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's the closest. You could say probably the closest to them. It's skill wise.
Mhm.
I guess Alabama and Indiana are close. Texas Tech is close,
Right.
but it's really Texas A&M and
Mhm.
Ohio State kind of versus everybody. They really, I guess. Well,
Right.
the closest Texas A&M even has close games against Arkansas though. So it really is like Ohio State against everyone else. But Ohio State really has not had
I know.
the hardest schedule. It's been on the easy side, I guess. So they really haven't played that much
Right.
competition. So
Right.
I guess we'll see against Michigan, but I'm
Right.
still taking Ohio State. I can't wait to see the CFP just to see how they do. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Because they're really
Right.
I mean, last
And
year
if
in the
you
Rose
talk about
Bowl,
all
they
these
were just so fun
things,
to watch
right.
against
Right.
Oregon. I mean, we would thought that
Oh
Oregon
my
game
goodness.
because Oregon won the Big Ten championship. And because in the regular
Right.
season, they're just such a good. That's the thing about Oregon is they're a great regular season team, but when they get to the postseason, they just kind of fall apart, and that's kind of what they did last year in the Rose Bowl. So yeah,
Right. Hey, that's Miami for half of the regular
yeah,
season.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah,
Right. And I mean, I think you do have to go Ohio State. And when you're talking about all these other teams, Ohio State has backed it up the most recently with their national championship last year, and they beat several teams to do it when they hung that national championship. So I think you do got to go Ohio State there. And they don't really have any tough games. I mean, Indiana, Ohio State, I was really interested that they didn't lower Indiana in the CFP, Jack. So that's still possibly going to be a 1v2. I thought maybe it would be a 1v3 in the Big Ten championship because, I mean, Indiana felt like they would drop them. Maybe they will eventually drop them if Texas A&M gets that win over Texas. That's going to be a huge game. But that might still be a 1v2 in the Big Ten championship. But once again, got to go Ohio State for the best undefeateds.